The night I caught my wife Laura cheating was a brutal sledgehammer to my chest. A betrayal so savage it shredded the life I'd known. A wound that launched me into a wild, twisted journey. A story so gripping it'd hook you from the first breath and never let go. I was 38, a mechanic with calloused hands and a loyal heart, married to Laura for 12 solid years. Our modest ranch house, a quiet haven where we'd stitch together dreams, or so I'd convinced myself. Her sly grin, a lighthouse I'd followed. Her late shifts tending bar, a pattern I'd never blinked at. It started with a nagging twist in my gut, her phone pinging too often, her excuses flimsy as wet cardboard. Just a work buddy, a dodge I'd swallowed whole. My trust in her, a bedrock I'd staked my world on, oblivious to the rot seeping through the cracks. Then I rolled home early from a botched job, the air thick with dusk, her sedan in the driveway, a rusty pickup parked crooked beside it, my pulse kicking up, my boots hushed on the sagging porch, the front door creaking open to muffled groans drifting from our bedroom, my blood turning to sludge, a truth I'd slam into head on, a scene that'd ignite my entire existence, a wife I'd cherish, now a stranger defiling our own bed. I flung the door wide, light spilling across the room, Laura flailing, sheets clutched to her chest, some scruffy guy half-dressed, eyes bugging out. What the hell, man? His yelp a jolt, her gasp a razor. It's not what it looks like. A frantic lie that collapsed in seconds. My voice a low growl. Get out, both of you, now. My fists balled so tight, my knuckles whitened. Her tears a cheap show, his scramble a blur as he snatched his shirt, my heart pounding like a war drum. The room a suffocating trap, our wedding photo leering from the dresser. Her infidelity, a punch to my soul, a trust I'd treasured, now a pile of smoldering ash, a life I'd poured my sweat into, a cruel joke she'd snickered at. I stood frozen, the truck's engine roaring as it peeled away, her sobbing, I'm so sorry. A hollow plea I let slide past me, my head reeling. The woman I'd sworn my life to tangled up with some bar trash, a betrayal so deep it clawed at my throat, a secret I'd busted wide open, a fight I'd spark, a scar I'd carry, a resilience I'd dredge up from the wreckage she'd left behind. I threw her out that night, my voice a thunderous bellow. Pack your garbage and get the hell out! The door slamming shut with a bang. Her bags a pitiful heap on the grass, her wails a distant hum. I tuned out, the house a gutted shell, every corner haunted by her shadow. The bed a battleground I couldn't face, my mind a howling storm, her scent a lingering poison. A marriage I'd given my all to, now a festering corpse. A love I'd banked on trashed by her selfish whims, a faith I'd never offer up again. I sank into the couch, the clock's relentless tick mocking me, my hands trembling with fury, her it was a one-time thing looping in my skull like a broken record. My rage a roaring fire, her affair a fracture that split me clean through, a reality I'd grapple with, a life I'd stitch back together, a woman I'd erase from my story, never imagining I'd heal, find love again, or that she'd come charging back, jealousy a weapon she'd wield, a fresh chapter I'd write, a tale so raw it'd keep you glued to every word, a strength I'd forge from the debris she'd scattered, a battle I'd win, a peace I'd claim, a new dawn I'd seize from the ruins she'd abandoned. Laura's cheating torched my old life to the ground, and the life I left behind was a smoldering heap I walked away from, a painful shedding that set me free, a chapter so raw it'd pull you in and keep you there, a story of grit you won't forget. I was still reeling, the house a hollowed-out husk, her betrayal a fresh burn, when I packed my tools, my clothes, anything that wasn't tainted by her, my mechanic's hands steady but my chest tight, the ranch a ghost town I couldn't haunt anymore, her voice a fading echo I'd silence, a marriage I'd buried, a trust I'd never rebuild, a decision I'd made to cut the cord and run. I sold it fast, the sign a stab, the kish a lifeline, my buddy Jake's spare room a landing pad. You're good here, man. His gruff nod a balm, my world shrinking to a duffel and a workbench, Laura's shadow a weight I'd shed, a life I'd ditch, a freedom I'd chase, a strength I'd find in the rubble she'd left. I threw myself into work, The garage a sanctuary, oil and steel a rhythm I could trust. My hands wrenching engines, my mind numbing the sting. Her I'm sorry, a buzz, I drowned in the roar of motors. A betrayal I'd outrun, a wound I'd patch, a life I'd reshape, a woman I'd forget. Days blurred, my savings growing, the ranch money a cushion, Jake's beers a ritual. She's a fool, he'd grunt. My silence a shield, her affair a scar I'd sand down, a trust I'd lost, a future I'd build, a peace I'd carve from the chaos she'd sown. I'd lie awake, the room dark, my pulse steady, her face a blur, the guy's smirk a ghost. A marriage, a memory I'd erase, a life I'd left, a strength I'd grow, a story so real it'd grip you, a path I'd forge, a dawn I'd claim, a fight I'd win in the quiet I'd made. The divorce was quick, papers signed, her calls ignored. We can fix this. A voicemail I deleted, my lawyer's voice firm. She gets nothing. A win I savored, the house precedes mine. Her bar shifts a lie she'd live. My heart hardening. Her tears a game, a life I'd abandoned, a trust I'd burned, a woman I'd cut loose, a freedom I'd taste, a resilience I'd hone, a tale so wild it'd keep you locked in. I moved on. A cheap apartment, my own, bare walls a canvas, my tools a pulse, Laura's scent gone, her betrayal a shadow I'd outpace, a life I'd left, a strength I'd wield, a peace I'd build, a fight I'd own, a new start I'd seize, never dreaming love would find me, or that she'd come roaring back, a jealous rage, a twist I'd face, a story so intense it'd hold you tight. Tyler, my old shopmate, saw it. You're different, lighter. His grin a nudge, my shrug a truth. She's history, a vow I'd keep, the garage a heartbeat, my hands steady, her affair a wound I'd healed, a life I'd ditched, a trust I'd shed, a woman I'd banished, a strength I'd claimed, a peace I'd earned, a dawn I'd shaped, a fight I'd won, a story so vivid it'd pull you through. I'd sit alone, the city humming, my beer cold, her name a whisper I'd crushed, a life I'd left behind, a freedom I'd fought for, a resilience I'd built, a tale so bold it'd keep you riveted, a path I'd walked, a love I'd lost, a new one I'd find, a battle I'd brace for, a victory I'd take, a peace I'd hold, a life I'd make my own, a strength I'd rise with, a past I'd leave in the dust she'd made. Leaving Laura's betrayal behind opened a door I'd never expected, and the love I found with Ellie was a quiet wildfire that rebuilt me from the ashes. A redemption so sweet it'd draw you in. A story so real it'd keep you hooked through every twist. I was settled in my new life, the apartment a sparse refuge, my mechanic's hands steady at the garage. When Ellie walked in, a customer with a busted alternator, her green eyes sharp, her laugh a spark. Fix it fast, I'm late. A challenge I met, my voice gruff. On it. A connection I didn't chase, a warmth I didn't plan, a woman who'd shift my world. Laura's shadow a fading stain, her affair a scar I'd sanded, a life I'd left, a trust I'd lost, a strength I'd forged, a chance I'd take. A love I'd stumble into, a tale so vivid it'd grip you tight, a peace I'd earn, a fight I'd won, a dawn I'd claim from the ruins she'd left. We clicked slow, her visits piling up, oil changes, tire swaps, her wit a jab, you're my hero, a tease I'd shrug off, my walls high, her smile a chisel, my heart thawing, Laura's cheating a ghost I'd banished, a wound I'd healed, a life I'd ditched, a trust I'd rebuild, a woman I'd let in, a strength I'd grow, a story so wild it'd pull you through. I asked her out, my voice rough. Coffee. Her nod a jolt. Thought you'd never ask. A date that stretched to hours, her hand brushing mine, my pulse quickening, her past a mirror, divorce too, a bond we'd share. Laura's filth a memory I'd torched, a love I'd find, a peace I'd shape, a fight I'd left, a resilience I'd honed, a tale so raw it'd keep you locked in, a woman I'd cherish, a life I'd weave, a dawn I'd hold, a strength I'd rise with, a trust I'd dare to give again. Ellie became my rhythm, her laugh a song, My apartment alive, her cooking a mess. I tried, a grin I'd kiss, my hand steady, her touch a balm. Laura's betrayal a whisper I'd crushed, a scar I'd smoothed, a life I'd shed, a trust I'd mend, a love I'd claim, a strength I'd build, a story so bold it'd rivet you, a peace I'd craft, a fight I'd buried, a woman I'd adore, a dawn I'd seize, a resilience I'd earned, a tale so intense it'd hold you fast. We grew tight, her place a haven, my nights warm, her you're enough a vow, my chest light, Laura's affair a shadow I'd outrun, a wound I'd closed, a life I'd escaped, a trust I'd restore, a love I'd nurture, a strength I'd wield, a peace I'd win, a fight I'd conquered, a woman I'd keep, a story so gripping it'd pull you in, a dawn I'd embrace, a life I'd live, a resilience I'd mastered, a trust I'd plant in her hand. Tyler saw it. She's good for you. His clap a nudge, my grin real. Yeah, she is. A truth I'd own, the garage a pulse, Ellie's text a lift. Miss you, a jolt I'd feel, Laura's cheating a dust I'd swept, a scar I'd faded, a life I'd ditched, a trust I'd heal, a love I'd grow, a strength I'd claim, a peace I'd hold, a fight I'd won, a woman I'd treasure, a tale so fierce it'd keep you glued, a dawn I'd build, a life I'd love, a resilience I'd shaped, a trust I'd root, a story so wild it'd lock you in. Never guessing Laura'd snap, a jealous rage, a storm I'd face, a love I'd guard, a victory I'd take, a peace I'd fight for, a strength I'd rise with, a life I'd defend, a tale so twisted it'd keep you to the end. Laura's simmering jealousy exploded into a rage that shattered the calm I'd built with Ellie, a vicious attack that turned my new love into a battlefield. A moment so chaotic it'd hook you hard, a story so wild it'd keep you glued till the last gasp. I was walking with Ellie, the park a soft glow, her hand in mine, my mechanic's heart steady, when tires screeched, Laura's car barreling toward us, her eyes wild. You're mine! A scream through the window, my body lunging, shoving Ellie aside, the bumper grazing my leg, a jolt of pain, my yell a roar. What the hell? Her rage a storm, a love I'd found now a target, her affair a scar I'd healed, a life I'd left, a trust I'd rebuilt, a strength I'd claimed, a peace I'd shaped, a fight I'd won, a tale so raw it'd grip you tight, a woman I'd lost, a woman I'd protect, a dawn I'd seized, a resilience I'd forged, a story so intense it'd lock you in, a rage I'd face, a victory I'd take, a love I'd guard, a strength I'd summon, a life I'd defend. We hit the grass, Ellie's gasp a knife. She's crazy, her voice shaking, my arm around her. You're okay. A vow I'd keep, Laura's car swerving, her curses a howl. You can't have him. A threat I'd meet, my leg throbbing, my fury boiling, her jealousy ablaze, a calm I'd lost, a storm I'd weather, her cheating a shadow I'd banished. A wound I'd closed, a life I'd ditched, a trust I'd mended, a love I'd grown, a strength I'd built, a peace I'd earned, a fight I'd reignite, a tale so vivid it'd pull you through, a woman I'd erased, a woman I'd save, a dawn I'd claimed, a resilience I'd honed, a story so bold it'd keep you riveted, a rage I'd counter, a love I'd shield, a victory I'd rest, a strength I'd wield, a life I'd hold, a peace I'd fight for, a tale so real it'd hook you deep. She spun the wheel, tires smoking, my shout sharp, stop! A plea she ignored, her rage a weapon, a love I'd lose if I faltered, a stand I'd take, a fight I'd win. Cops swarmed, lights flashing, Ellie clinging. She tried to kill us. Her tears a stab, my nod grim. Yeah, she did. A truth I'd face. Laura wrestled from the car, her screams a mess. He's mine, you tramp. A jab at Ellie, my voice steel. You're done, miss. A line I'd draw, her affair a scar I'd smoothed, a life I'd shed, a trust I'd restored, a love I'd found, a strength I'd shaped, a peace I'd built, a fight I'd reignited, a tale so wild it'd keep you locked, a woman I'd banished, a woman I'd keep, a dawn I'd won, a resilience I'd earned, a story so fierce it'd hold you fast, a rage I'd end, a love I'd save, a victory I'd claim, a strength I'd rise with, a life I'd secure, a peace I'd rest, a tale so twisted it'd pull you in. She thrashed, cuffs snapping, my leg aching, Ellie's hand tight. We're okay. A whisper I'd cling to, Laura's rage a beast I'd slay, a calm I'd reclaim, a fight I'd finish, a love I'd defend, a strength I'd summon, a story so raw it'd grip you till the end. Tyler raced over. Heard it on the scanner, you good? His eyes wide, my grunt firm. Yeah, she's nuts. A bond we'd share. Ellie's nod fierce. She's gone. A truth we'd hold. Laura's car towed, her rage a ruin, her cheating a dust I'd swept, a wound I'd healed, a life I'd left, a trust I'd grown, a love I'd nurtured, a strength I'd claimed, a peace I'd forged, a fight I'd faced, a tale so vivid it'd keep you hooked, a woman I'd lost, a woman I'd gained, a dawn I'd shaped, a resilience I'd built, a story so wild it'd rivet you, a rage I'd conquered, a love I'd protect, a victory I'd seize, a strength I'd wield, a life I'd guard, a peace I'd win, a tale so real it'd keep you to the finish. Laura's unhinged attack was the final crack in her crumbling facade, and the peace I secured with Ellie was a hard-won victory over the chaos she'd unleashed, a love so fierce it'd pull you in, a story so wild it'd keep you riveted till the very last word. I was bruised but standing, the park a battlefield fading, Ellie's hand in mine, my mechanic's grit a shield. Her "we made it" a whisper I'd treasure. Laura's car a memory hauled away, her screams a distant echo. My legs stiff, my resolve iron. Her rage a beast I'd tamed, her affair a scar I'd smoothed. A life I'd left, a trust I'd rebuilt, a strength I'd claimed, a love I'd found, a fight I'd won, a tale so raw it'd grip you tight, a woman I'd banished, a woman I'd saved, a dawn I'd seized, a resilience I'd forged, a story so intense it'd lock you in, a peace I'd shaped, a victory I'd taken, a love I'd guarded, a strength I'd wielded, a life I'd defended, a calm I'd earned, a tale so real it'd hook you deep. The cops booked her, assault with a vehicle, her pleas a mess. I just wanted him back, a lie I'd ignore. Ellie's eyes fierce. She's gone. A truth we'd hold, my statement cold. She tried to kill us. A fact they'd write. Laura's jealousy a noose she'd tied. Her cheating a dust I'd swept. A wound I'd healed. A life I'd ditched. A trust I'd restored. A love I'd grown. A strength I'd built. A peace I'd crafted. A fight I'd finished. A tale so vivid it'd pull you through. A woman I'd lost. A woman I'd kept. A dawn I'd claimed. A resilience I'd honed. A story so bold it'd keep you glued. A rage I'd ended. A love I'd shielded. A victory I'd rested. A strength I'd risen with. A life I'd secured. A peace I'd fought for. A tale so twisted it'd hold you fast. She'd face jail, her world ash, my world whole. Ellie's touch a balm, a calm I'd reclaim, a fight I'd conquered, a love I'd cherish, a strength I'd summon, a story so wild it'd rivet you. Tyler grinned. She's toast. You're free. His clap a lift, my nod firm. Damn right. A bond we'd share. Ellie's laugh a song. We're tougher. A vow we'd live. Laura's rage a ruin I'd outlasted. Her affair a scar I'd faded. A life I'd shed. A trust I'd mended. A love I'd nurtured. A strength I'd shaped. A peace I'd won. A fight I'd buried. A tale so fierce it'd keep you hooked. A woman I'd erased. A woman I'd adored. A dawn I'd built. A resilience I'd mastered. A story so real it'd pull you in. A peace I'd locked. A love I'd saved. A victory I'd owned. A strength I'd wielded. A life I'd guarded. A calm I'd claimed. a tale so gripping it'd keep you to the end. The apartment glowed, Ellie's warmth a pulse, my hand steady, Laura's attack a shadow I'd crushed, a wound I'd closed, a life I'd escaped, a trust I'd renewed, a love I'd fostered, a peace I'd secured, a fight I'd ended, a dawn I'd won, a story so wild it'd hold you tight. I'd sit with Ellie, the night soft, her head on my shoulder. We're unstoppable, a truth I'd feel, my heart full, Laura's betrayal a whisper I'd silenced, a scar I'd erased, a life I'd abandoned, a trust I'd planted, a love I'd claimed, a strength I'd grown, a peace I'd held, a fight I'd finished, a tale so vivid it'd keep you locked, a woman I'd ditched, a woman I'd treasured, a dawn I'd shaped, a resilience I'd earned, a story so bold it'd hook you hard, a peace I'd secured, a love I'd protected, a victory I'd seized, a strength I'd risen with, a life I'd built, a calm I'd owned, a tale so raw it'd keep you riveted, a fight I'd won for good, a love I'd keep forever, a peace I'd made my own, a story so wild it'd leave you breathless, a strength I'd forged, a life I'd claimed, a dawn I'd live in, a victory I'd hold tight.